The thing people undervalue the most is literally the first 10 seconds of the video. I could start a new channel tomorrow with not using my face or my voice, like without ever promoting it, and in 6 months have 20 million subscribers. Your videos suck. You think your videos are good. The sooner you learn how to make good, great videos that people actually want to watch, the sooner you'll get views.
How did MrBeast conquer YouTube with over 350 million subscribers? He didn't get there by accident. Stick around as we reveal MrBeast's 6 most powerful secrets to success and how you can use them to supercharge your channel and dominate YouTube. 1. Just start already.
A lot of people get analysis paralysis and they'll just sit there and they'll plan their first video for 3 months. And any of you listening, if you, especially if you have 0 videos on your channel, your first video is not going to get views. Period. It's not. Your first 10 are not going to get views. I can very confidently say that.
MrBeast's first rule is refreshingly simple. Quit waiting and start uploading. He calls it analysis paralysis when people plan for months but never actually post anything. The truth is, your early videos won't attract big views, but that's perfectly fine. They're the stepping stones you need to figure out everything from camera work to on-screen presence.
So stop sitting there and thinking for months and months on end and just get to work and start uploading. Like, all you need to do, this applies to people who have not uploaded videos but have dreams of being a YouTuber, is make 100 videos and improve something every time. Do that. And then on your 101st video, we'll start talking, like maybe you can get some views.
Jimmy points out that he learned by doing. As a teenager, he uploaded video after video, most of which got almost no traction. But each video helped him improve. Maybe he tried a new cut, tested a different mic, or tightened his intros by a couple of seconds. Over dozens of uploads, those small gains compound into real growth.
I don't know, put more effort into the script. The third one, try to learn a new editing trick. The fourth one, try to figure out a way that you can have better inflections in your voice. The fifth one, try to, study a new thumbnail tip and implement it. The sixth one, try to figure out a new title. There's infinite ways. That's the beauty of content creation online. There's literally infinite ways, from the coloring to the frame rate to the editing to the filming to the production to the jokes to the pacing to every little thing can be improved, and they can never not be improved. There's literally no such thing as a perfect video.
The bottom line, you can study analytics and refine your ideas in your head forever, but it's meaningless until you hit publish. Embrace the roughness of your first attempts, gather real feedback, and allow your channel to evolve in public. If you have 0 videos, you can't improve, so take that leap now. 2. Your videos suck. It sounds harsh, but MrBeast insists your first videos simply aren't good.
Camera 1, it sucks. Let me know what you think about the quality.
Why? Because you don't magically master editing, pacing, or on-camera energy on day 1.
Your videos suck. You think your videos are good. The sooner you learn how to make good, great videos that people actually want to watch, the sooner you'll get views.
He admits that when he was 14, he thought his videos were incredible, but they were objectively terrible compared to what he'd later achieve.
When I was 14, I thought my videos were the best in the world. They weren't. They're terrible. Many people are making way better videos than me. If you have sub 1,000 subscribers, like, there's a good probability your videos just suck.
This doesn't mean you're hopeless. It means you have to accept that improvement is an ongoing process. Jimmy compares it to sports. Nobody picks up a baseball and becomes an all-star pitcher in under a year. You learn by striking out, missing catches, and repeating drills. You might need 100 or more videos before you find a style people truly love.
When you make good content, you'll blow up. It's not the algorithm. It's not anything. It's just like me and most people who are in my position, you just make terrible videos. And that's okay, because you got to make a bunch of videos and improve over time to be great. Like,
the bright side is that if you acknowledge your content is weaker than you think, you'll stop coasting on the assumption that you're a natural genius. That humility drives you to study what other creators do well, experiment with different video structures, and seek brutally honest feedback. 3. Hook them and never let go. MrBeast loves to say, if viewers click and watch, the algorithm will reward you, period. But how do you get them to click and watch in the first place? He starts with a powerful title and thumbnail that set a clear, compelling expectation. Titles need to be punchy, ideally under 50 characters so they don't get cut off on certain devices. Thumbnails should spark immediate curiosity, focusing on 1 or 2 striking elements rather than a cluttered mess.
Your title and thumbnail set expectations, and at the very beginning of the video, to minimize drop-off, you want to assure them that those expectations are being met. If you click on a video where, of his, where it's like, Tether is a scam, and then at the very beginning he starts talking about literally anything else, then you are like, oh, this is bullshit. This isn't what I clicked on. But if at the very start of the video you go, Tether is a scam, and I'm gonna teach you why, Then it's like, okay, you match the expectations. So at the very beginning, match the expectations, and then you want to exceed them. So you want to assure people that what they clicked on is what they're getting, and then blow their mind and be like, but you're also getting even more. That's how you lower drop off, which a lot of people, sometimes it takes them like 20 seconds to really meet the expectations. And so you lose, like, that's where you're going to lose everyone. Everyone's videos start like this, and then it levels off. So you want to reduce the amount of people that click off on the audience retention graph.
Once they click, the first 5 seconds decide if your audience stays or bails. Many viewers won't even see your thumbnail in detail if YouTube's autoplay immediately starts rolling. That means you have to confirm their expectations fast. If your title is "I gave $10,000 to a random stranger," you better show real cash exchanging hands right away, or at least set the stage for that moment to come. Wasting time on side chatter or irrelevant backstory ruins retention. Jimmy warns that even small differences in early drop-off can result in millions of lost views. If one version of your intro loses 20% of viewers in the first 30 seconds, while another loses 35%, you've already separated a potential mega hit from a mediocre performer. His strategy is 0 wasted words, showing tension or stakes immediately, and promising a payoff that's worth watching until the end. 4. It's all about knowledge.
The thing is, it's all knowledge. It really is. And like every time I say this, people debate it to the end of time on Twitter, but I don't care. Like I could start a new channel tomorrow with not using my face or my voice, like without ever promoting it. And in 6 months have 20 million subscribers. I just could. Yeah. It's purely knowledge. Like if you knew what I knew, you could get 10 million views a video and you could get 10 million subscribers no matter where you are right now within 6 months. It really is just knowledge. And I can already tell you 90% of the people watching, they don't agree with that. They don't. And everyone has excuses and they're always like, no, YouTube just doesn't work like that, Jimmy. You don't understand. But I mentor a lot of people. I see it even to this day. I still see it all the time. It is possible. It is simply knowledge. And the second you accept that it is knowledge and you start your, for me, 10,000 day journey of learning, for you, whatever it is, if you want to be less hardcore, and like actually figuring out, what makes a good video? What does my audience want? How can I elevate? And then you take that knowledge and you just assume that I will never understand what the perfect video is. And every single day, I just need to be devoted to learning as much as possible and improving as much as possible. And I got to improve every video as much as I can. Then there you go.
MrBeast is adamant that the algorithm is just code for understanding human psychology. If your video is click-worthy and holds attention, YouTube's going to push it out. People who complain that the algorithm hates them really need to focus on making better content. Titles, thumbnails, intros, pacing, that's the real formula. He believes that if you truly knew everything he knows about hooking viewers, crafting irresistible thumbnails, and structuring a narrative, you could hit 10 million subscribers in 6 months. It's not an exaggeration in his mind, because the knowledge of how to engage an audience is universal. Once you internalize it, growth is a matter of consistent application. The main snag is that many creators rely on guesswork, or they never push their content beyond decent. Jimmy urges you to treat every upload like a learning lab. Evaluate your retention graph, see where people drop off, talk to friends or mentors who can tear your video apart, then fix those problems next time. It's an endless loop of making something, analyzing its performance, and tweaking each element, from script to color grading. He also reminds you that big budgets and giant giveaways aren't necessary for viral success. Some of his top videos cost almost nothing. If the core idea is fascinating, like 24 hours in a desert, the intrigue alone can carry millions of views. If you focus on hooking the audience and delivering a satisfying narrative, the rest often follows. 5. Mastering the momentum.
The thing people undervalue the most is literally the first 10 seconds of the video. Like, I think I can quote it. I tied up an FBI agent and I have $100,000 in this bag. Here's a knife. Good luck, and I just run away. Like, it gives you everything you need, no wasted words, short and concise, and then tension.
We really should drill this home because, like, the number one thing is, like, retaining as many people as possible at the start. Because, like, envision a chart where you lose 35% of your viewers in the first 30 seconds, and then envision one where you only lose 20%. That's 15% more people that are watching, throughout the video than not. And it's not like you made the whole video, like, a bunch better. You just had a more strategic intro that hooked them. I'm struggling to put this into words and like to really impose how important that is, but like that 15% difference in viewership really does make the difference between hypothetically like 2 million views on a video and like 10 in my head.
Momentum, or pacing, is the lifeblood of a MrBeast video. He calls the first 10 seconds the most undervalued part of any YouTube upload. If you're fumbling around or padding your introduction, you're effectively handing your audience a reason to leave.
You know what? He just left.
Instead, Jimmy packs his openings with immediate action. If the concept is a high-stakes challenge, you see it instantly. Someone's tied up, money's on the line, or a timer is ticking. He also stresses removing every dull moment. If you're talking to the camera for too long, splice in a quick angle change or a cutaway shot. If you have a point that isn't crucial to the main story, cut it out. The only reason to linger is to build tension or intrigue, never to waffle. MrBeast relies on C cams and B cams, so he can jump between angles, preventing that static vibe that bores viewers. A key ingredient is having a payoff that justifies the entire video. If your premise is last to leave this circle wins $10,000, people are curious who's going to grab that prize. They'll hold on through minor lulls just to see the finale, although Jimmy tries to ensure there are no lulls at all. In an ideal scenario, your entire video is a rising wave of excitement, culminating in a payoff that feels worth every second. Interestingly, he points out that once viewers are locked in around the halfway mark, they're usually more forgiving. By then, they're invested in the story, so they won't leave over small missteps. But you can't rely on that if your first half fails to hook them. If you lose 30% of your audience in the opening, you'll never get them back. 6. An obsession that never stops.
No one's ever going to do what I do better than me. Like, it's just not, it's not even humanly possible. Like, I reinvest every penny I make. I work every hour I'm awake. I devote every atom in my brain to solving this. I hire the best people on the planet. I've been doing this for 14 years. And I think in decades, not years. So I'm going to be doing this for another 20, 30 years, not 2 or 3. So no, the next me isn't going to be me because no one's going to do what I do better than me. It's not possible. If I thought someone was doing better than me, I'd just start sleeping less so I could work even more. Like, I'd figure it out. I don't give
The barrier to entry to be you is extremely high.
Right?
Especially where you're
at.
at.
I don't have a life. I don't have work-life balance. My personality, my soul, my being is making the best videos possible, entertaining my fans as best as I can. Like, that is what exists on this planet. And I don't recommend it. You know what I mean? Like, you should have work-life balance. You should not devote your entire life to this one thing. Like, go have fun. Like, you know, I'm miserable a lot of times. I have a mental breakdown every other week because I push myself so hard. Like, I don't recommend it, you know?
The final puzzle piece is MrBeast's near-obsessive dedication to outdoing himself on every project. He reinvests most of his earnings straight back into videos, keeps himself on a grueling schedule, and hires the best people he can find for every facet of production. He's also the first to admit this can be a brutal lifestyle. He doesn't recommend it for everyone. Jimmy sees YouTube as his sole purpose. He thinks in decades, not years, envisioning 20 or 30 years of constant dominance. If someone else tries to beat him, he'll just sleep less and work more until he's back on top. It's an extreme approach that most people wouldn't, or shouldn't, replicate. But his main point is that you have to bring intense commitment if you want to reach the absolute peak. This mentality extends to collaboration and feedback. He believes you are the average of the creators you hang around. If your peers are unambitious or never critique your videos, you'll stagnate. If you have a circle of straight shooters who pick apart each upload, you can rapidly refine your craft. Ego might get bruised in the process, but your retention graph will thank you. He also dismisses chasing subscriber milestones for the sake of it. Subs, views, and revenue come from creating standout videos. If you fixate only on the numbers, you'll skip the step of actually earning them through consistent quality. Jimmy's unwavering mantra is, make the best videos possible. Everything else follows. He hammered away at these fundamentals for years. Each dull video got a little sharper, each concept a little more appealing, each intro more compelling. Over time, that unwavering discipline propelled him to an unimaginable level of success. The question is, what do you do next? If you're still waiting to record your first upload, break that cycle of hesitation. If you've been posting videos that never pop, dive deeper into audience retention data and brutally cut unnecessary space. If you're worried you don't have the budget, remember that many of Jimmy's top-performing ideas cost next to nothing. It's the execution that counts. So embrace the climb. Be bold, upload your imperfect creations, learn from them, and iterate. It might take 100 videos or more, but every misstep is part of the journey to making something truly remarkable. Armed with MrBeast's blueprint, you're already miles ahead of the countless folks stuck in the thinking about it phase. The rest is up to you. Start now, evolve relentlessly, and see just how far you can push your channel.